studying today, our Sunday school lesson is going to be motives and messages. Here's the story from our present day illustration, and the story is coming from Echo's Adult Bible Student Book. Albert Ross looked the judge straight in the eye. "Mr. Ross, do you understand the sentence?" the judge asked. "I do," Albert said quietly. "I was drinking and driving. The penalty is more than just." He turned to the McMasters family. David McMasters and his son Daniel were sitting at the prosecutor's table, not sure what to think after the judge's decision. "If I could," Albert said, "I would do anything, to bring back your wife and your mother. I would trade my life for hers." David McMasters suddenly rose from his chair. "Your Honor, I believe Albert. I have watched him all through these proceedings, and I think I know his heart. I also think I know what my wife Myra would say if she was here, and that is to forgive Albert." "Mr. McMasters," the judge replied sternly, "this man is a repeat offender. I'm sending him to prison." "Your Honor, I'm asking you for leniency," David said. "If he does the community service, my son and I will be satisfied. As Christians, we are called to forgive. We don't condone drunk driving, but we do forgive those who want to change their lives. And I think that includes Albert." Albert started to weep loudly. "Why did you do this?" he managed to say. "I don't deserve it." "We are called to live like Christ," David said, "and we want to introduce you to the life we have found in him." Now, David in our story realized something far more important than hating someone who had wronged him. David had the wisdom to see that this was a moment to introduce Albert to Christ. To forgive is to show love. Many of us have had to forgive people who have severely hurt us, and it's hard. We were reluctant at times to even consider the thought of forgiving them. There are consequences, I know, to holding on to hate. It never allows you to heal, and it can even make you sick. It can change your personality and your attitude, and it stays with you a long time. In the book of the Song of Solomon, 8 chapter 6 verse, it says, "For love is as strong as death. Death kills, but love sustains life." And it's positive. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life." Just think, we were once alienated from God and enemies in our minds because of our own evil behaviors. But God reconciled us back to him through the death of his only Son to present us holy in his sight and free us from all accusations. That's Colossians 1st chapter 22 through the 23rd verse. So we are forgiven, so let us forgive also. Lastly in our lesson, I was thinking about Albert. Albert killed David's wife and mother by driving intoxicated. And he had to be ready to accept the forgiveness that David and his family offered to him. He said he didn't deserve it. Well, none of us deserve it. None of us deserve it. We can't pay for our salvation. It's offered to us. So my question is today, and to myself was, is there something in our hearts that we've done so terrible, so wrong in our lives, that we're holding in our hearts and we have not let go, or we haven't forgiven ourselves for? I was thinking about Elijah. Elijah said, "How long shall you falter between two opinion. That's in 1 Kings 18 chapter 21st verse. So I meditated. Either you are going to embrace God's forgiveness for your life, or you're going to continue to live in guilt, which is keeping you in darkness. And God is light. 1 John 1, first chapter, 5th through the 7th verse, talks about God being light and walking in darkness. And this is what I studied today and wanted to share.